Right, good evening, everyone. We're back for the third and final instalment of this week's boxing predictions show. Sebastian Fundora is defending his WBC and WBO Super Welterweight World Championships, Michelob Ultra Arena, Las Vegas. I believe that's part of the Mandalay Bay, but it's rebranded its name. Look, Fundora, we were peddled that it was going to be Errol Spence for a bit. There was rumours of Murtazaliev in a three-belt unification. It's ended up being Chordale Booker. He's only lost to Austin Ammo Williams. We saw him out in Florida last week. A bit underwhelming, if we're being honest, boys, on the matchup, especially as Fundora has been linked with some good names. Obviously had good momentum after beating Tim Tszyu for the belt last year. How do we see things this Saturday?
Everything about it's underwhelming, mate. I mean, we're waiting 351 days since he won the belts against Tim Tszyu to see him fight again. We know he was injured, but the Spence rumours came out last summer, didn't they? And we thought we were going to get it at the back end of last year. And now here we are, and he's fighting. No disrespect to Booker. Look, he's lost to Ammo Williams, yes, in the first round, but we can't sit here and say we think Ammo Williams is going to become a world beater. We think he's got a good chance of picking up world titles, but we're not saying, he's looking at being a pound for pound great, are we? So It's a substandard opponent, which you would expect Fundora with his awkward style and his long limbs to deal with quite comfortably, but with such a long layoff, if Booker's in the mood and Fundora's rested on his laurels expecting to get an Errol Spence fight, this could be a more interesting fight than we're giving it credit for, if we're being honest.
Mm-hmm. I don't see Fundora messing around. I think he
doesn't strike me as the type.
I think he'll beat the dog shit out of him, and that's with there's utmost respect to Chordale or whatever he's called, Chordale Booker. Fundora's the real deal for me.
I like him.
I thought he'd beat Tszyu anyway. I just think Tszyu's a bit. I just don't think he's as good as you like him, don't you, Sam? I don't think.
He's entertaining, but
he's not very technical.
Yeah,
not very technical, is he?
No.
And he's been exposed every time he's boxed anybody. I just see Fundora going through Booker and calling for the big fights. We want to see him in the big fights. I'm sick of hearing Errol Spence. I don't think we'll see Errol Spence in the ring again myself. I think he's done.
I don't think
I think
so.
The car crashes, his lifestyle, the money that he's got, the injuries that he's got. I just think it'll take a lot for him to get up for a real fight. And by the time he gets there, he's in his mid-30s now. He's not that young, is he, Errol Spence? He's 32.
No, it must be 34, now. 35 now.
That's what I mean, Spence. Man. He's past his best. I know you don't want to go out like that, but you might just have to. So I see a fairly easy night for Fundora. I'm not sure whether he gets him out of there. I don't know what Booker's chin's like. I know he's only been beat once. I don't know. I think I could see this going late. I could see the fight going late, but I do think Fundora will beat him up. I think it'll be as easy or as hard as he wants it to be.
Yeah.
We said it last night when we were talking about different fights, is that a fighter that gets beat in the first couple of rounds of a fight, you can never really read too much into it in terms of their chin. It's just the roll of the dice on the night. So he's only lost in the first round, so that doesn't suddenly mean he's got a glass chin. I think if this was a Fundora that is coming off the back of a fight recently, I'd say he does this in 3 or 4 rounds. The fact that it's nearly a year of inactivity, I'm probably leaning more towards a points victory. Yeah. I don't see Booker giving him too many problems, if I'm being honest, but inactivity and ring rust combined with how awkward and unorthodox his style is just means it's going to be a scrappy fight and probably a 9-3, 10-2 on the scorecards.
Yeah, I think he might stop him, but I'm with the same theory as where you guys went with it. I think it'll be later on in the fight. I think maybe round 8, round 9. Yeah, but I can see points as well. Look, I'm not excited about it. It's not a fight I'm going to be watching. Probably, obviously, we'll cover it because it's a 2-belt world title fight, and 154 is probably the marquee division in boxing right now, or at least one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Division for so many years that's been out of the loop, shall we say. It was always 147, wasn't it? But now 154 is absolutely stacked. Virgil Ortiz is a guy I'd like to see Fundora fight if he gets through. I think he's WBC interim champion, so surely that's going to be ordered at some point. But yeah, look, the three of us think Fundora will get it done fairly convincingly.
One second. Oi! Fucking dogs on me grass. I'll fucking kill them dogs. Fucking get out of there.
And on that bombshell, that is us.
Sorry, lads. My grass is important.
Straight talk on JFT tomorrow. Liam's released Liam's Fight Night Picks solo edition on the JFT YouTube channel as well. So make sure you check that out. Yeah, they'll be there tomorrow. We'll perhaps have a little look for anyone who's into the old MMA for UFC London. We'll maybe get some bits out for that this weekend. See you on Saturday for the Australia watch along, and have a good evening, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
I've got 3 dogs for